Hey kids, this lesson is going to introduce us into the create task, which is going to be our second and final part of this class. This year it's going to be a lot different. Usually we have a 80 some question multiple choice test. This year, because of everything that's happening, your entire grade is going to be based off the create and explore tasks. The explore task is what we did before we went on holiday break all the way back in December. This is where you explored a computing innovation. A quick note on that, because the test is going to be based off just these two parts this year, they are letting students go back and update or change their explore task if they would like. If you would like to do that to your explore task, let me know. I believe I have to work with Mr. Spesser to open it up, but we can open it up. The other part of the test is going to be the create task, and that's what we're going to start working on here today. If you look here, your total grade is going to be broken down pretty much 60% for the create task we're about to work on, 40% what you did back in December. Back in December is exploring a innovation in computing. This time we are going to be creating our own code and submitting it. Before we get started with all of that, there are some materials I want you to check out. Over the next week, I'm going to be posting several videos breaking down this task in much more detail. But before I do that, I really need you to look over the information, familiarize yourself with some stuff and some terminology, and that'll help you understand what I tell you a little bit better. One of these great resources we have is Code.org. You will notice on Code.org, I opened up a new lesson for you. It is the AP Create Performance task. And there's 3 lessons here. There's going to be reviewing the task, there's going to be making a plan, and then they actually give you a space here in lesson 3 to build your very own program. We are going to cover lesson 1 in detail. I'm going to have a couple videos about what a good create task is versus what a poor create task is. And again, this is going to be much more important because this is pretty much what your grade is going to be based on. After that, we'll discuss more about the best way you can formulate a plan and things you need to include. And then we'll do some check-ins about completing the task. Just to note, the test has been pushed back this year. It used to be April 29th, which was coming right up. The create and explore task had to be turned in, but because of everything that's happening, that date is now pushed back to May 26th at midnight. So keep that in mind. One thing of note, every webinar I've had with them, they will not extend this deadline no matter what. So make sure you have stuff uploaded by then. What are you going to do today? Today, what I want you to do is to look through the information here. You're going to notice in lesson 1, there's some directions, some guidelines. There is 2 videos to watch. There is a Grumpy Cat program to look at, which is a best practices code, and just some other guidelines here. Again, my next video is really going to break down this information, but I want you to look at it before I post that video. So for today, check through this information. You can also go to lesson 2, which will talk about survival guides, things that you should and should not do, a nice little organizer, and then a task direction breakdown outline for you. And then finally, they give you just a blank space to create your own program. Like I said, though, we're going to go over this all pretty in depth, but for today, you are just going to go through this information. There will be a question that just has you check off saying, yeah, I looked through it and read it, and that is all you're going to be expected to do today. And that's it, kids. I'll have more information on you on Tuesday. I hope you had a great spring break and hope you're ready to dive into the create task. All right, kids. See you later.